This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
It's football season, and you can now get almost anything you need for game day delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a running back delivered, but you can get baby back ribs delivered. A strong defense? No. A strong deodorant? Yes. A 6-pack of abs? Nope. 6-pack of beer? Yes. Get almost anything for game day delivered with Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Alcohol 21 plus and in select cities. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Reset Podcast. I'm your host, Laura Mignot. This is part of my 29 Days of Magic series where I get to interview 29 phenomenal Black women, and it's literally the joy of my year to do this all the time. So I'm super thrilled to have Ama McKinley, who's the founder and creative director of Ilium Wing. Ilium Wing, I got it right. She has an amazing story, and I can't wait for us to kind of dive in. Stop out.
Hi, friend. Hello, Laura. Thank you for having
How are
me.
you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. I love chatting with wonderful women, wonderful Black women doing things, and for other women. I'm all on board. And thank you for having me and inviting me. Check all the checks. So thank you so much for wanting to include me in this conversation in this series. I really do appreciate it.
My pleasure. I mean, I'm like, because I am curious about your story. This is why I was like, oh, come on. For many reasons. All right, so we're going to dive right in. So, first question. What was your all-time favorite job?
This is a trick question.
No, it's not. You can answer it any way you want.
So this is a trick question because I went to Miami Ad School years ago for their strategy boot camp. The name of my portfolio was I have had 39 jobs. Don't laugh at me.
I'm Jamaican. I'm not surprised at all. Don't worry about it.
Okay, great. So the whole point of that being that I've been able to work and be exposed to and be in so many different things and industries that it ended up bringing me squarely into being a strategist, whether it's culture, brand, strategy. They always told us, you have to get out in the world to understand strategy. I was like, I've been out here all along. You never have to tell me to go outside. So with that said, brand strategy was definitely, and I'll say we'll get into that a little bit later, but definitely one of the where all of my background really fits. But then I'd say probably the coolest or the most fun was when I became a goldsmith.
So, I that's just before you didn't give me the full story. How does one become a goldsmith? Like, what is even like, is there a school? Is there did you have a dream? Like, because I'm genuinely curious. I mean, I love gold.
It's a thing. Gotta love it.
But I don't know how I would feel about smelting away. Tell us, how does all happen?
So the short story is that some years ago I left advertising, decided after that point, like immediately after I left that agency, thinking about my career, what is it that I was interested in? And the idea of jewelry came to me as a potential path, like jewelry and making and a brand. And again, this is the sprint version. But I knew that if I was going to really consider jewelry as something possible and not just a craft or a hobby, then I needed to learn about the industry, and then I needed to learn about the work and the process of how it happens. So I was in Atlanta. I met a few art jewelers and art jewelry designers in the city at the time, and then eventually was introduced to a production company that would do pieces for other stores or individual jewelers. I worked there as an apprentice bench jeweler, and I had to do all of the gold, the casting, well, platinum too, but mostly gold every day, melting down the gold and doing the sprue trees and mixing investment and all the little nerdy Geppetto things. Your face is the best face that I've seen in a while. It's so good. It's such a good face. But basically it was everything that had nothing to do with making a deck. It was just literally hands-on gold, diamonds, in a gritty workshop. I took my nails off. That's how you know the commitment is real. And so that I could learn the foundation, the base of how jewelry is made. And it was the funnest, coolest, most wonderfulest thing. And that started everything for me as a designer.
So, there is something delightful about everything that's not a deck being how you find your center. Because it's true, like I build decks all the same. I've been
Man,
building decks all day long, so
man,
I
that was the
fully
job
understand.
description. The job
It's
description
like
was build a deck.
thou shalt build a deck. I'm like, it should be, it has a strategy, a reason, a
Yeah,
purpose, and some creative.
yeah,
So like, yeah,
yeah.
I know. I've been there, done that, got all the t-shirts. So okay, so we're smelting gold, and now you're in Mexico City. What was the career journey that led us to like having this conversation today?
Okay, so for anybody that's watching, if the timeline doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't make sense to me either. Just go along.
Go with it.
Just
We're
go
going with
along.
all of this.
Just go with it. Don't ask questions. Just buckle up and enjoy them. Okay. I visited Mexico City for the first time in 2023. Came for a wedding. Thought it was amazing. And then by um, universal happenstance, ended up back a few weeks later and lived here for about 2 months. And it did a thing for me that I didn't expect, that I couldn't forget. I got back to Atlanta, got back into the advertising industry, um, worked for a couple of agencies there as a strategist, but Mexico just never got out of me. Not just, oh, the food scene. So many people who've heard of Mexico City think of, the food scene, which it is amazing. There's something about just being here. I have to say, Mexico City specifically is the first place to me that felt like home. And I've lived lots of places, either for jobs or, internships way back in the day, living in other countries or other cities. But Mexico City was the first place that felt like home. So I visited again in 2024, at the end of 24, and it was the week of Dia de los Muertos. And I said, can I make this my life? Like, maybe not just visit? Am I allowed to just move to a new country?
Yes.
Who knew? I think I might sell everything. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And so, yeah, that was November. By April, I was living here. It has almost been 1 year already. It's been 10 months. Wild times.
And for you, like what, this is gonna kind of, this kind of dovetails into this question, but like, what was that moment of reset for you where you're like, you know what? I can do this.
Um, while I was here during that month, I was working remotely for the agency, and jewelry had always been a part of my life here and there, since I first left the industry in 2019 in some way. And, you know, Ilium Wing was always building or bubbling to some degree. Shoot, this was 2024. You know what? I think that if I look at it, so 2024, not only did I decide to move to a new country, but that summer I had been selected as an emerging designer for the Couture Show. And the Couture Show is the largest central designer fine jewelry trade show in the Americas. And so I was chosen one of eight, and I got to be a part of this 2 year development mentorship process, and then to debut a capsule collection at the Couture Show. And I introduced a new category of jewelry at the Couture Show, waist beads, which is the foundation of my art and what I create as a designer. Creating them as fine jewelry, bringing them to the world stage. So to have a new type of jewelry at the leading trade show for the fine jewelry industry was an oxymoron, but an honor that I hold. That Ilium Wing has come out of that. Taking my nails off, working in a dirty workshop, leaving advertising saying, decks are okay, but. And so when I look at it in that way, 2024, I think that just became the year where I didn't have breaks anymore. I have,
Love
if I,
that.
if I think about it in that way, like I've started something out of I've started something out of a living room, out of a bedroom, out of research, out of, going to art jewelry designers to learn from them in their garages to, just gone through these little pieces of growing and then was able to debut at this show with, the New York Times comes every year and Bergdorf Goodman's will go every year before the Saks collapse. We're not going there right now. But, buyers from all over the world and press from all over the world. And here I am. Hi, so have you ever heard of waist beads? Well, here they are in gold. Do you like sapphires? Here they are. I'm like, what is this? And so after that, I was like, if I can start something, it's like what Andre 3000 said when Outkast they were inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He said that he and Big Boy started in little rooms, and that hit deep in the chest. I started Ilium Wing in a little room and did that in 24. And then at the end of the year, when I said, do I just want to move? I guess it was like a why not at that point. It still took steps. There was still fear and trepidation. And what does that mean? The election had just happened as well. And I knew that I didn't want to move because of an election. I wanted it to be a sustainable move. I'm not moving for a sabbatical. I would be moving to choose a
For
new
real.
life. For real. Not out. So yeah, that's what would allow me, if I track back, and I hadn't considered that until now. 2024, I had already burst through a ceiling that I was not supposed to, that I didn't know existed, that I wasn't even trying to burst through, but I was like, oh, I'm the first to do something at this level? You telling me they've got a ring that costs $40,000 retail and no one's batting an eyelid, and then I've got waist beads, and we across the hall from each other? Let me go ahead and get this Mexican residency and, and tell my mama that I love her and she can come anytime. And then
You're
here
only
I
one flight
am,
away.
only a quick flight away. So here I am, Mexico, jewelry. This is the life that I've created for myself.
Love it. And one of the reasons I really wanted, because I wanted you to share this, because I think I haven't had someone on for 29 days who's like done this, right? So it's like, yep, out of the country. But not because I'm running away for something, but because I'm running towards myself.
Yes,
And I think,
100%.
it is something that we don't hear often enough as like, I'm choosing me. And
Hmm.
me might be in Mexico, it might be in Panama, it might be in London, it might be
Hmm.
in Ghana. But like, it's where I need to be. And that sense of peace. I mean, I remember when we
Hmm.
met up in New York, you talked about how you love your babs, which I am so jealous of.
Oh. I took a shower today and I was like, do I just want to swim in my bathtub? I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Just shower
You
right
know,
now.
rubbing it in will not get you any
You
favors
brought it
here because
up.
you,
You brought it up.
in a
I'm
nice
sorry.
way, not for you to rub it in the salt in the wound,
Sorry.
but the more about the fact of like, you have this ability, you now have this like calmness that came from the move,
Hmm.
and yes, it was scary. And I'd love you to kind of talk a little bit more about like what it means to like, okay, my life is this here, and now I'm gonna go somewhere else, and how that, how do you kind of get your mind and body well enough to be like, yep, I can do this. And then once you got there, I don't want to go back. I'm happy here.
You know what? I'm so glad that I saw this on social. If it wasn't this morning, it was yesterday. Somebody was Bazoma St. John was doing an interview with somebody about, I guess maybe someone asked her about women making career pivots late in their career. She said, do it. Do it. Don't double think it. And it's so much easier for women, for professionals, for women of color, for people who work under capitalism. I don't know. To think about, oh my God, I want to make a career transition to a new industry. Let me make a plan. But there's no concept of, but I can actually change my life and how that looks like. Like the career is dependent on the quality of a life. If you're going to change your career, you might end up going to get a new certification. Okay, so your hours might change on availability. You might end up doing contracts. You could change your hours so you can. We do all these things to, backpedal into what we really say that we want for the next step. But the quality of a life is, dare I say, and this is coming from somebody who has changed jobs, changed careers, all of the things, even before jewelry. I didn't get into advertising until I was in my 30s. And I finished grad school when I was 22, 23. So I was working for several years before I decided or, switched into advertising. Um, we plan everything, but think that so much other things are out of reach or it will cause too much instability. But we all know how to transferable skills. I'm in this industry, but now I want it. So what works? And like even before ChatGPT, hiring coaches, how do I rewrite my resume? Who do I talk to? Like we know those steps. We know them. We can call somebody, ask them about them. But as far as the quality of a life and where you live and what's the average temperature that you want, it doesn't have to just be about a vacation or a weekend getaway. And living in another country isn't for everybody. But for some people, it is because they've always thought about it. Some people say, oh, well, I can't because I've got kids. I know so many people who move to other countries, even here in Mexico, with their young children of color, their spouses, their jobs. It happens all the time. And I think that when we are just in a silo, we think we're the only one who wants a thing. We think we're the only
That's
one
it.
who think about a thing. But I meet people all the time in this city and other parts of the country and other parts of the world, whether it's in person, Facebook groups, whatever, USA Today articles that are all choosing, I want to do something different. And to do it with the financial capital they already have or can create, with the cultural capital they have or already create. My class status is higher in Mexico City than it was in the US. Now, Atlanta is Wakanda. This we all
Of course.
know, but there's different ways that I'm able to apply these things in Mexico as a foreigner, as a professional, as a dignitary from Wakanda, as a person who loves jewelry that just have a different code and understanding in this culture. And there are some things that you don't know that you have that are valuable or can be used or expressed in a different way until you're in a different world culture, not just corporate culture. Again, we talk about that all the time. but a world culture where the things you have and bring and are so valuable and can bring you so much immediate shift in your health, in your mental health, in your, you know, social circles, in hobbies, in thought process, and in so many things, just with the idea of could I? Not I can't. Oh, I think about it, but I can't. It's like, could I? Everything starts with the could I.
I love that. And then the Kodak has like also too the
Why not?
like
That's
I
when we
can
get to
go.
the like, yeah, it's like at that point, it's like, why not? It's pretty much halfway decided. It's like, could I? Why not? Boom, let's do it.
And that's what you did. And now look at you. So thinking about all the kind of incredible stuff that you've done, what do you think you'd probably tell like 18-year-old?
Ooh, I would hug her so good. Ooh, I would hug her good. Ooh, she was a freshman in college at Albany State University in Albany, Georgia. What would I tell her? She wasn't even in the marching band yet. Um, I would tell her that the things that she felt drawn to then that other people didn't understand, those things were natural to her. They were okay for her to be drawn to, even if someone might try to say she's weird or where'd you get that from. Those things would become, hold on, it says trying to connect. There we go. Um, if I saw her, I would tell her that those things that she felt about herself that she was interested in that other people didn't get or understand, although they were young, they were valid. And they were, I would tell her, like, these things that you feel, stick with those. Those are good. You'll seem like you'll feel out of place. Other people won't understand, but those are the things that are going to carry you into some of the happiest places and decisions of your life. And then I will hug her
Love
real
that.
good. I will hug her so good. I really would.
Well, you know, a good hug goes a long, long way.
And I'm from the South, so you got to rock side to side when you do
Oh
it.
well, obviously, if you don't rock, are you actually hugging? Like, let's be real about this. Are you actually hugging if you're not rocking
It's
from
not a,
from left to
it's
right?
not a,
It's not a
it's
hug.
not a, it's
Nah,
not a complete hug.
it is not. It is not. And it's interesting that you said you give her a hug because I think one of the really cool things I find about good hugs is that like it comes from a place of like gratitude. Like
Mm,
I'm so glad you're here. Like when you give the good hug,
mm-hmm.
innately it is very much like I am so glad to see you. I am so glad to hear.
Yeah.
There is something like deeply entrenched about that the good hug.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And thinking about that moment of like kind of gratitude about giving that good hug. What's one thing you're really grateful for right now?
That I'm really grateful for right now. Other than it being 79 degrees today in Mexico, I did. Yes, I did. I did. I did because New York City does not mean me well with these numbers in Fahrenheit. And I will never accept that about our relationship. That's why we can't get married, New York City and I. There's a lot of love there, but it's toxic. Okay, you can edit that out. I'm sorry. I'm so
No,
sorry.
no, I'm so keeping that. What are you talking about? I am so keeping that.
So what I cannot. Okay, so what am I really grateful for right now? Oh, so much. I think I need to do like Oprah does. I think she does like gratitude papers. I could probably I could probably bust a pen today. I am really grateful that mm, the most valuable capital that I have in my life right now are my relationships. And I'm so thankful that my relationships that I did things in 2019 who allowed me to meet someone in 2022 to 24 that impacts my life today. This string of people believe in me and vouch for me and know the journey. It feels so good that even when I'm not in the room, or I'm in the room. You ever like get a call and be like, you know what? So we were talking about you today. I met so and so and I brought you up.
Yes.
It's the best thing.
It's you're like, what?
It is.
Also, how did y'all meet and how did
Yeah,
my
like
name
so
come up?
that. How did my name come up? What were you? It is the best thing to be in a room when you're not in the room because of something that you have done over the course of some years that somebody saw. Because you know a person in a few seconds. You can feel and you can tell. So to have done and lived in such a way, it is, I am so deeply grateful for the community that I have in cities and states and countries now who will say, Ama, oh yes, this is it. Talk. It's a special, beautiful thing. I haven't had to try to beat down a door in so long.
That's a really good point about how relationships remove the need to beat the doors down. It's like you did the work ahead of time, so by the time you get there, the door is either open or you can just like push it.
And there were plenty of years of trying to beat doors down. That's what you do when you're getting into a new thing. You're trying to find any opportunity possible, any. And you do that. Especially when you're young and you got a lot more energy and you got new knuckles to just because I don't have the
The
same
knuckles, the
knuckles.
knuckle, the knuckles are brand new. I got you. Okay.
I had the same knuckles that I used to. Okay, I can wear platinum, but they're not meant for busting. I got nails now. We got to do we got to do different work. But the point being, that is my gratitude today. Are the relationships that I have that bring me up in rooms where I'm not there, that communicate trust in me, talent, character when I'm not there, that have made things so much easier for me. That all of the door beating downness and pavement hittingness is that it still ripples. That's what I've got for today.
I love it. It's wonderful. And I mean, I could talk to you for like another 17 hours, but I do have one last question for you.
I would talk to you for 17 hours. I would talk to you even if I didn't have any night and weekend minutes.
Wow,
I would.
that's a
I
deep
would.
cut, and you literally showed your age at that. You know that, right? You literally showed your age because like
And
these young
and
ones
that
don't even know what after 9 p.m. is when I can call you. It's like or the calling cards, which was
the
the
calling card.
abominate the abomination that those were. When I think about like how I used to do that for like family members who were in like London or in Jamaica.
Yes.
I had to
Yes.
go and buy it, and then oh no, I only have like 3 minutes left. Like what in the actual hell? And now everyone uses WhatsApp.
Oh God, yeah. There's definitely the WhatsApp the calling card to WhatsApp pipeline is cannot be. You are so right with that. That wow, because just using WhatsApp like it was never an issue, like it was that
Yeah,
like
now we
there's
get all the forwards. Now you get all the forwards on WhatsApp from all your Caribbean relatives. I'm like,
yes.
y'all figured out how to do pictures? Like what?
And being in Mexico, if I want to schedule an appointment, I send a WhatsApp message to that business. It doesn't matter if it's nails, it doesn't matter if it's the doctor. You send a WhatsApp message. And shoot, in 2020, I found a gemstone supplier in India. I went on their email, no Instagram, no response. I had a friend from India. How can I reach this person? You need to download WhatsApp. That's been my gem dealer. So no, if you don't the man, oh the calling cards. But that was
Wow.
good. You raised my deep cut.
Yeah, that
You
that.
raised my
Oh,
deep
Kerr.
cut. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that was a time. All right, last question. Do
Your
you
pleasure.
have a give and or an ask of the audience? And this can kind of be anything you want.
Give me a little guidance so I can narrow because we can go wide.
I
Bring it
mean,
in.
it could be anything from here's a great book I've read,
Mm.
or it could be here's a really good piece of advice I've got, or it could
Mm.
be like once my Illumin comes into full fruition, come buy my stuff. It can be whatever you want.
Okay, so give. Mm, Okay, so this is what I'm gonna give. And it's gonna make people uncomfortable, and it should. Maybe this is a request. Nope, it's a give. I'll pose it as a challenge. I give the challenge to everyone watching this to go out of the country for at least 6 days. You got vacation days. Everybody got vacation days. We're not using them. Oh, I'll just do a quick weekend here and then go see my mom. But then I'll catch up on emails on Sunday. Doesn't count. Doesn't count. We all do that. At least 6. Why 6? Because weekend getaways, long weekends, those don't count. Go out of the country because I believe that it's not travel unless you are able to get there, settle, rest, and then get bored. Otherwise, you're there and you're like, oh, we just want to go get some drinks. We can go to a party. Ooh, that was fun. And then you get back on Sunday and you're back to work on Monday. And so there's
I
no
like this.
transition. What did you rest on this trip? Did you explore? Did you see anything? What is new? Oh, it was beautiful. The water was blue. The resort was beautiful. Of course, that's how it's modeled. But if someone needs feels, knows inside that they really need some kind of a reset, a weekend getaway will never allow it. Go for at least 6 days. Get there, get settled. If you want to get off the resort, bonus points, but I won't push it for everybody. But get there and rest, because when you rest, you'll say, oh, I want to do something. I've been to the pool already. What else? It's just like when you're a kid and you're bored, so now you got to pick up sticks and make a play. You get creative. And no matter what business we're in, we need to be creative. So that is what my give is, the challenge of go away and make it longer to get bored and then get
I love
creative
that.
again. I live
I
by
love
it.
that.
Live by it.
I love that. Well, damn, look at you testifying in 78 degrees. So, like,
I put the hoodie on. I said, no, it's too hot. I'ma just let my shoulders be out today. You brought it up. I was just gonna keep it moving. And
it's
then what?
okay. I'm not wearing a sweater today for the first time in like 16 episodes because it's not cold. I mean, I wore my heavier coat, but I'm like, I'm not gonna wear a sweater today. I just need one day where I'm not wearing a sweater.
Just one day to not be bogged down by cloth.
Yeah. Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
Understand, because just layers and layers, and then layers and layers and
Bogged
layers.
down, bogged down by cloth is a word.
I mean, that's exact. I mean, 2 sets of thermals, but then tights, but then an undershirt, but then a sweater, and then a jacket. I'm not meant for such places. The ice age is over, and the human migration. We can keep going.
Get it. Okay, fine. All right, what is your
Okay.
app?
Might ask. So this one is really good. Okay, so because right now I am in the space of having conversations and learning. And I started raising capital for Ilium Wing and, going the traditional route. Who are people that have, been VCs or who know tech startups, healthcare? And I'm learning more and more and more about the world of capital and creativity. So I'm really interested in learning from. Is this what I'm allowed to say when you said, what's my ask? Because I didn't
Yes,
know,
it's your
because this is,
app.
okay, gotcha, because this is my creative, okay, got you. I was just checking. I'm really curious about learning of, um, more about the world of like family offices and angels, but specifically those whose work is in and understands creative pursuits and endeavors. What do I mean? I told a VC last week, I did a pitch practice in New York the day before I left left, and it was hosted by Summit. KJ Singh was one of the, he was formerly of Techstars. He was giving feedback. And, as we were going back and forth, the creative business perspective versus the tech VC, I had to say at a point, you know, creative endeavors, they aren't a move fast and break thing culture. It's not a build 3-year sell. I had to be a goldsmith to
Right.
know the time, right? The learning. And so at one point I said, but consider like these are also lucrative things because somebody invested in Wicked. Somebody
Right.
said, you know what? I'm thinking about writing this play. And then now here we have. So I'm curious about people who understand that because those are conversations that I haven't been privy to yet, that I know that are out there. And I'm always learning. I'm an artist, but before I was an artist, I got my MBA. We love FAMU. Thank you. Go Rattlers. And then into advertising and then story and then branding. So all of these things build. And now that jewelry is my space, all of that still operates together. I still have the curiosity of culture and people, just like I did as a brand strategist, but I also have the eternal space as a student, like I did in school. So that's what I would
Love that.
love, is for anyone who would be able to share, introduce, so that I can learn about that world. It's a niche, just like jewelry is a niche, but everyone wears jewelry. People who are in capital for creative pursuits, it's niche, but we all benefit from it because
It's the culture.
it's the culture. It's culture. It's the culture. How many times have we seen Lion King on Broadway? I'll see it again. I want to see it in Spanish. Okay. I would listen.
There
So
you go.
that is my
All
request.
right. I like that one. And I think I can help you with that. So we'll talk. Well, you have been a delight, which I knew you would be. I mean, layers of cloth is something now I'm going to use as my as my as my explanation as to what
Just
my outfit is of
bogged.
today.
Just
Just bogged down by cloth.
bogged down. Oh, so many fibers.
Thank you so much for being on 29 Days of Magic. You are an absolute delight. We'll put all the details in the show notes for folks to reach out to you and connect with you. And I hope I'm sure we can find some folks who can give you some advice on that sector. So stay tuned for that. But thanks
I
again,
believe it.
Mama.
Thank you. Thank you so
Sure.
much. I appreciate you. Thank you again.
Awesome. And that's our show.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
But I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Want to see your brand on TV? Roku Ads Manager makes it easy to launch targeted ad campaigns in minutes, track results in real time, and drive on-screen purchases with just a click of the Roku remote. Get a $500 match on your first $500 spent with code ROKU500 at ads.roku.com. That's code ROKU500 at ads.roku.com. Terms apply.